Greetings and salutations. You're now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I am your host for the Underground News Network, your brother the Rastafari, Ital Ayman I, broadcasting live from the Mile High City in the mountains of Colorado. Again, you are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I would like to talk to you candidly this afternoon, 7/22/2010. It has come to my attention. First, I would say that this is not a random act or an impulsive act, may be a better word. Yes, impulsive. It did not happen overnight like we got up and said, okay, we're going to run to the hills. It was approximately in the year 1981 we stumbled upon the path of Rastafari. And it was learnt that the days ahead would be very difficult days. Personally for me, there was a Rally for Peace press conference held at the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. by our brother Stevie Wonder to get the Martin Luther King birthday a national holiday. My journey started from that day. The theme of that program was taken from Martin Luther King's words, where do we go from here? There was already a song, an album called Hotter Than July, which alluded to the hotter days of summer called Dog Days. There was information coded in that album about the Egyptian dog star Sirius. So we reached this time now, 7/23/2010. There's a lot of things going on. Gulf oil spill, the thing that caused us to run here. We'll get back to what I originally started talking about. But the Gulf oil spill, and now tonight there's a hurricane coming towards the Gulf. And we have intelligence saying that there's going to be an explosion tomorrow, tidal waves and all these things, tsunami. But we left on the 7/11 we left. Now, there are many left behind. I received a letter this afternoon and a brother asked me, how can they just get up and leave? As I was saying, it didn't start with us just yesterday or on the 11th. Many years ago we knew that these days would come, so we started preparing for those days. We actually started saving food way back in 1981. We thought it was going to happen in 2000. So it didn't happen like we thought it was, but I found out mathematically it has been happening ever since 1982 or 81 when NASA saw with their infrared telescope called IROS, they saw Nibiru. So 3,600 year elliptical orbit, closer Nibiru gets to the Earth, the more we feel it. Upheavals, solar flares, and if you study my videos you would get all this information. But we're going to make this kind of brief and direct to the point because there are ones left behind and now they are concerned. Well, it takes understanding, wisdom, long-suffering, practice to be prepared. So if you see the world falling around you and you see the signs and you see there are prophets, and to answer another question by a follower, the word prophet means poet. In the Bible days there were no word for poet, so they used prophet. So a prophet is not some mystical person that Allah is speaking to. It's a poet, a one that writes, a one who sings songs. And in these songs there's a message, sometimes a subconscious message, but only the Rastafari, the enlightened beings, or as in ancient Maya culture, the Chilam Balaam, the Jaguar priest or interpreter Jaguar, the readers, the seers can see these signs. So we tell you, we see the numbers, we see the signs, so move. So we move as an example that you move. So like Ludacris say, I move, you move. And everything is on the one. That's the way it goes. So if you listen to this man and that man and that man without experience, there are a lot of young ones on YouTube, MySpace, and Facebook, and all these things. And there's a lot of information in cyberspace. So the sages put their information in cyberspace that it reach out and touch you, enter you as inspiration. So you're supposed to be following us. So as I say, if we move, you move. So don't let it be that we leave you and then you regret it. Then you say, well, how come you didn't grab me up and drag me along? No, it's not like that. Now a lot of people just hearing the word. So we see there is no excuse for ignorance. There is no excuse. And we have found that evil is oftentimes ignorance, not knowing itself to be so. That's true. So Ayatollah Ayman is not in cyberspace looking for women. He's not in there playing games. It's not a social network for him. He is delivering the message. So if you get caught up out there talking to every man, every woman, and this has become a sensation to you and you become hypnotized, some of you have become cyber whores. Some of you brothers have become cyber pimps. So this afternoon I say to you, use this valuable tool to distribute information. There are a lot of people out there talking about economic shit, and Babylon is falling. We see that. Look in the Gulf right now. No, it hadn't exploded yet, but the water is polluted. So why would you want to put your feet anywhere in the Atlantic, anywhere in the Gulf? Why would you want to eat fish from anywhere out in there? You don't know what's going on. You don't get direct information from BP, so you don't know what's going on out there. So it's better safe than sorry. So move to higher grounds. You know, you've heard of 2012. They're just 2 more years away. So that's a portal like 911 7 23 2010. It's a second Stargate. It's a second portal we go through before 2012. There were 3. Remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind? 3 portals. 9/11. We had a lot of wars like World Wars or Hiroshima, the atomic bombs and all this. But as we wind down, the climax of the now already polarized shift, which started in the year 2000, culminates in 2012. Now the Gulf oil spill is a great sign. So we pray nothing happened, but all the signs are there for the 23rd. His Imperial Majesty's, I believe it's his 118th birthday, and that number 18 is very significant in this scenario. You're now in tune. On the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I am your brother, the Rastafari, host of the Underground News Network. Peace.